evening, everyone. Welcome to the Minor League Prospect Bowl. I hope my voice is coming through loud and just give me a little checkup. Voice good, excellent. We've had some situations where the voice doesn't come through, but anyways, welcome. We are here joining me in the booth here in lovely, warm, slightly humid Miami, Florida. With me is Mickey Melillo. Good evening, Mickey. How are you tonight?
I am well, Axel. How are you, sir?
I'm doing great. I'm excited for this game. I'm also here joined, as always, Daniel Wright. How are you tonight?
I'm doing pretty good. I don't know how you guys are going to see the action from looking behind like that, though. I mean, like, you got to look through the screen, guys. Through the window.
Through the way. Oh, gotcha. Okay, that's where the action will be. All right, that's good. Well, we are here. We've taken the community has voted 110 votes total, picking the very best, the top, the cream of the crop, whatever euphemism you want to use, of the SFLm, split them up, east versus west, and there's been a lot of competition. I've been seeing a lot of people, shouting west side, east side, which side is the best side, and that's exactly what we're here to do tonight to figure that out.
The answer is always West Side. If you seen T the Queen's Twitter message, you know it's West Side.
Gotcha.
Oh, always got to go West Side. I gotta, being on the field last year with the Adams and being part of the Prospect Bowl, it was an absolute honor. And now being up here in the booth is double honor. But I still have to root for the West Side on this one too.
That's right. Everybody has their bias. That's right. But as callers, we try to call it, as neutral as we can. So I'll be trying to, share what's going on the field. Maybe share a little bit about some of these players, what they might have been doing, how their season might have been going, what team they've been on. First, let's go through a little bit of some ground rules. We'll say. So that the teams are both going to be using the exact same playbooks. So there is no difference between what they'll be playing out there. But so really, what the difference is obviously the AI calling which plays out of that same playbook against each other, but also the actual skill of these players out on that field. Um, Really get to showcase who they are. I've worked with Madison coach Michael Percoco to put together a playbook both on offense and defense that should be high flying, strong running, but also big sacking. A lot of opportunities for interceptions, a lot of fun, a lot of dynamicness out on the field to really give a fun show out there for everyone, and have a lot of fun in this sort of lighthearted scrimmage, if you will.
Yeah,
Um,
I'm definitely looking forward to this because I've seen many games in the booth over the course of the year in a minor league with season six. Definitely looking forward to see what kind of playbook is being called for this game.
all right,
I'm just
well,
happy to see all the great names that I personally love out there on the field.
yeah, we revealed who was going to be on out here just last night, 24 hours ago. They hopped on their private jets. We had them all set up to bring them out here to Miami, set them up in some wonderful villas. Earlier today, family and friends are here in the stadium to watch. Um, let's just give a quick little rundown um, on some of the players and how this will work. So typically we only have a certain number of players, so the starters out there, but because we've got like say two quarterbacks per side, they'll be swapping duty back and forth for different formations. I've gone into the game, you know switched it up so that certain formations tie, that say on type attack on the the West team will be starting in some of those formations, whereas King Jackson might be starting in some other formations, and swapping players around in a variety of different ways in order to get people some nice playing time, get them into different positions that they might not be usually playing, and just getting people having fun out there. But let's go through the the rosters one quick time, because once they're out on the field, it's going to be hard to be able to do that the typical way, because they'll be swapping in and out per play. So again, as I mentioned, for the West, we've got for quarterbacks Ty Patak and King Jackson, followed up with running the ball will be Josh Slapp and Jay-Z Bacon. Blocking for them will be Buford Van Dam at fullback. Receivers for the West are Lily Nakai, Rob Hunt, John Fullerton, and Terrell Cooper. Tight ends Bob Lung and Craig Westlake, and offensive linemen Saint Nebuchadnezzar and Max Van Linge, I think, or Lingy. Ling. Mickey, do you have a pronunciation on him, perhaps?
I am working on it for you right now.
Excellent. Daniel, do you want to run through, if you've got that up, would you want to run through the East starting offense?
Sure thing. I'll do it like it's a basketball broadcast. And let's get ready for your East players. Quarterback number
Woo!
1. Number 2, Swiss Thumper, Madison. We got quarterback number 2, number 9, John Lakeman, Ottawa. Runback number 1, 23, Grant Simmons, also Ottawa. We also have runback number 2, 26, Sean Sanders, Lexington. Fullback number 1, number 30, Jay Bomber, Madison. And now for your wide receivers for the evening. Wide receiver number 1, 85, Prince Wonder, Madison. Wide receiver number 2, number 11, Dill Swayze for Lexington. Wide receiver number 3, number 17, Goldie Morrison, Annapolis. We got wide receiver number 4, number 12, Ronnie Sanahan, two-way player from Annapolis. Tight end number 1, number 88, Xavier Solomon, Lexington Mine. We got tight end number 2, 86, Ron Haynes, two-way player, coming out of Madison Lynx. And for our offensive line, we only have one on this side of the squad. Number 68, Adrian Marlowe, left tackle for Lexington.
Thank you. Any update, Mickey, on the offensive lineman Max?
There is no pronunciation on the SFLm season 6 roster, so I'm going to go with Linge.
Linge. Let's do it. We'll lean into that. Excellent. On the west side for defense, defensive tackle number 1 is Robert Thump. Defensive tackle number 2 is Melt Gibson. Defensive end number 1 is TJ Assassin, and defensive end number 2 is Justin Thibodeau. Inside linebacker number 1 is Mojo McClain. Number 2 is Matt Brown. Outside linebacker number 1, TJ Harper. Outside linebacker number 2, Jacob Creech. And for quarterback number 1, we've got Nicholas Frossel. Number 2, Nano Matthews. And number 3, Ricky Robinson. Free safety number 1, Alex Marshall. Free safety number 2, King Bradshaw. Strong safety number 1, Shepard Vicarian. And strong safety number 2, Tiga Clay. And kicker, Ye Verity. I do have one clarification. I want to also just let you know that there's a couple, obviously, pulling a lot of these players from a variety of different teams. Some of the numbers overlap. So, like, say, Nicholas Frossel, number 24, similar number as Alex Marshall, number 24. So what we ended up doing is, based on the number of votes that you got, the higher vote kept their number, and I incremented the one that didn't by 1. So Alex will be playing in number 25 jersey, and then we'll go through the defense on the East. Mickey, did you want to do the defense on the East?
No
I would
person,
be-
Mickey. Do like me now.
I will be honored. So for the East, defensive tackle number 1, number 93, Saint Melchizedek. Defensive tackle number 2, number 91, Kano Fortson. Defensive end number 1, number 79, Robert Brady. Defensive end number 2, number 69, LL Volt. Inside linebacker number 1, number 55, DJ Woods. Inside linebacker number 2, number 41, Jupiter Juno. Outside linebacker number 1, wearing number 42 tonight, Gino McFly. Outside linebacker number 2, number 53, Claudius Periwinkle III, not to be mistaken for the second or the fourth, but the third. Cornerback number 1, number 24, J.W. Hartshorn. Cornerback number 2, number 25, Adam Knoll. Cornerback number 3, wearing number 43 tonight, Roy Towers. Free safety number 1, number 27, Matt Ryan. Free safety number 2, number 32, Joseph Lama. Strong safety number 1, number 31, GB Wallace. Strong safety number 2, number 29, John Patrick Levine. And your special teams players, kicker number 14, Juniper Belson. And punter number 1, KL Barrett Jr.
Good job, Mickey. But I do have one correction to make, because this guy said it in the chat, and I'll do it for you. He's actually called the man, the myth, the doctor, DJ Wood.
Oh, I apologize.
Very cool. Well, that's our lineup. I believe, if memory serves me right, I added all these up, and I think it's like 50 some players, 50, 56, something like that, players total, which is pretty much half. I'd say close to half, if not half, of the entire minor league are here tonight and will be on the field at some point during this game, which is crazy. I do say so myself. With the typical roster, minor league roster, be 12 to 18, somewhere in there. So we're looking at a very full roster here. Um, but I'm hearing that the crowd here is top notch. They are hyped as all get out. So how about we go ahead and get this? We'll go down to the field and get this game started.
Sounds like a plan. I can't wait to see this action. This is going to be a good one. Hard hitting and fair, I expect.
I am definitely looking forward to this, especially sharing the booth with you guys.
All right. Well, we'll go down. Uh, if this comes through. All right. Frame rate is a little low. Come on, help pick on up a bit. There we go. Love a little bit of technology there.
Nothing wrong with a little technical difficulty at the start of the game.
Yep, all that crowd in there.
It might be the humidity down here in Miami right now.
All right, well, it looks like West chooses tails. Flip. The West have choose to receive. East will defend that south goal. Man, something is not. Let's see. All right, they're set to kick. The kick is up. Receive back 8-yard line. Run it up. On returning duties tonight for the West, that is John Fullerton, I believe. There he is. Brings it up to the 29-yard line.
And John Fullerton was pretty much a beast all throughout the minor leagues this year. He was returning kickoffs, catching balls, just doing what he could for the West team.
And we had him for an interview just yesterday, and he's just a fantastic person to talk with.
It looks like type attack under center here, making a change. Eye behind him. Back to pass. Goes off to the top of this field. Caught. Run up the field a little bit. Gain of 8 there. Nice little screen pass.
And that was a fullback, Buford Van Dam, there on the catch. Did a great job with that swing route. It's been a very popular play all season long.
If you don't mind, everybody, I might just pause this game quick. I want to see if I can get this running a little bit smoother for everyone. But all right, let me just pause that quick. If it's on.
Yeah, turn off that shady download you got going on.
I don't have a shady download going. Let's see, man. That's why. That. If everybody's okay, I may end up just simply restarting this the sim. We've only one play in. We'll just start it quick, restart the emulator, and get this going one more time. See if that fixes frame rate issue. Frames per second. It's not adequate for what I'd like to have. So let me. I'm just going to close this out quick.
Hey, technology. Also, Frostle makes a good point. The Steam Game Awards is happening as well on Twitch, so maybe that might
Oh,
be playing a
gotcha.
factor.
Right.
So Twitch is pulling the bandwidth from everybody else and making sure that the Prospect Bowl has no bandwidth so they can stream the Streamy Awards. Gosh darn you, Twitch.
I appreciate everyone's.
So Daniel, if you had to choose, who do you think is going to win tonight with these rosters?
I mean, I'm West Side down and out. I have to, or else T the Queen will come to my come where I'm to and beat me up. I feel like that's what Mama Grizzly would do. But looking over at both these teams overall, this is a pretty good affair. I think Switch is going to have a fantastic game. We've seen what he can do with receivers like Ron Haynes before, but now he got a plethora of big hitters to go with him. So I think Switch is on the east side is going to have a tremendous game.
I kind of have to agree with you. As much as I'm leaning towards the West Side due to my loyalty to the Adams, I do have to look at the combination of Switch Thumper and Ronnie Shanahan. Ronnie Shanahan's had a few big games this year, coming in clutch when he needed to. He was Mr. Reliable for a few games there for Annapolis that I was able to broadcast and be able to watch him live with. I think this is going to be a very tough battle. Ty Patak has just been an awesome quarterback this year, and he's got a few targets to throw to. But as much as I don't want to say it, the East is going to throw up a fight against the West today.
Yeah, I agree. But the West, I think the West has the stronger running game on offense, and I hope they get that going with the combination of Josh Slap and JC Bacon. Two outstanding running backs this season, just going head to going partners for this. So maybe they'll adopt a two-run style with both of them and see if that will actually work out.
And not to mention that the West does have a 1-2 punch with both Tacoma receivers of Luli Nakai and Rob Hunt there. Those playing all year together and being able to play in the Prospect Bowl together, they know how to play with each other, so they might be a great receiving core for Ty and King Jackson to throw to.
Oh, agreed. We do have to look and see if Frostle can actually do the thing for being number one cornerback because he usually plays a two spot, and now he got voted in as the number one. So we'll see how he does on the west side. I hope you get more than one interception, personally.
Well, that's what the purpose of this Prospect Bowl. Players that are going to be coming up to the draft in a couple of weeks and moving up into a spot that they could be really highlighted here. So it's a good job with Frostle to be up there at cornerback number one. Let's see what he can do. Hopefully, more than one interception. Hopefully he does get an interception because, again, these playbooks are a little bit different than what they're used to.
Oh, definitely. And we do have a good person under the hood that gave us both the playbooks to work for today. So I assume both will go without a hitch. It's just a matter of seeing who is better adapted with this playbook on the side on offense and on defense because the defense on both sides are pretty stacked overall.
They do. I mean, each defense has at least one two-way player. For the West, they have Tigger Clay from Minnesota. And on the West, you've got Joseph Lama from Portland, which ironically, both teams are going to be playing each other week one of season 20 of the SFL.
Ooh, that's going to be very exciting to see. And guys, remember, the draft is coming up soon, so this might be your last chance if you never made the playoffs to actually show the owners what you can do out there on the field.
All right. Thank you all, everybody. It sounds like this is coming through a little bit stronger now. I really appreciate your patience with this. Yeah, the frames per second seems to be boosted up a little bit, so we're get underway with this. That was just a practice kick before. All right, West is set to kick off here. East will receive, taking around the 8-yard line, running up the field and taking down. Powerful hit right there, taken down at the 30. That was Goldie Morrison on the return duties tonight.
And that big hit was by, we just mentioned his name, number 22, Tigger Clay. Great job on the coverage there by Tigger.
Which Thumper there in the huddle, walking up with a little swagger tonight, coming up under center, offset eye, tight end flex, up on the top of the screen. Wide receivers, one at top, one at the bottom. Handoff off to the right, a little stretch play. Caught in the backfield for a loss of 3, it looks like.
And that was a great job by the West the West defensive line there. Jacob Creech, whose name got called a lot this year. He's actually an outside linebacker. Coming up in the backfield, making that stop. Jacob Creech is a monster and outside linebacker. Keep an eye on him all game. We're going to be calling his name.
Switch under center again. 5 behind him. A handoff, run up the middle. That looks like it was Sean Sanders running up in there. Gain of 6 on that play. Bring up 3rd and 4.
Sean Sanders, he just took a look. He found a great hole. Was able to pick up the big yardage that he needed to make this a 3rd and short as opposed to a 3rd and long.
Yeah, they made good coverage, good yards off that, straight up the middle. Maybe that's what they'll have to go to for now. It looks like there was a big opening in the middle right there.
Here we see Lakeman under center. A little tight, trips tight or tight trips. Can't remember which one it is. He passes over the top, deep. Almost got his man, but the was sort of tackled while catching. Dill Swayze, the intended receiver.
Yeah, Dill Swayze was there. The ball hit his hands. That's the #1 rule when you're a wide receiver. If the ball hits your hands, you've got to catch it.
Brings up 4th
And
and
that's a
4.
3 and out now, and it's not looking too good for the offenses. But like we said before, both defenses are pretty stacked overall.
KL Barrett back to punt. Punt is up. Received about the 26-yard line, and she's taken down pretty quickly at the 31.
And once again, that was John Fullerton. I know we kind of saw him on that practice kick before, but that was John Fullerton back in for the return.
Yeah. East will try their might, their metal to try to stop the West here. Got a split backs on either side of the shotgun around King Jackson. 3 receivers, 2 at the top, 1 at the bottom. Back to pass. Throws it over the center. Complete for a gain of about 12 on that play. That was 9. High coming in for
Really
nice
showing
little
up big
slant.
already, showing that what he needs to be for that #1 wide receiver spot. Some people were saying that Lely is better on the big explosive plays, while Hunt is more overall making those plays. So let's see if he can make some big plays in this game.
They line up in a high pro form, tight end at the bottom of the backs behind. Like type attack back to throw. Short drop back passes over the middle to the side. That's complete for 86. That is Bob Lung pulling that ball in.
Bob Lung on a short little down and out route there. Even just getting a few yards in any of these games is very key. You just got to keep on driving the ball down the field.
Lining up heavy on the near side with 2 tight ends there. Offset eye, a little handoff to that side. Sort of juking around there. It looks like it is Josh Slap picking up yards on that play.
Looked like he slapped that defender to get around him.
Oh, he definitely slapped that defender. He also made that nice little spin move to get those extra yards and make this a good 3rd and short.
I think that was Geno McFly there, outside linebacker to me. See this again, spread formation, split backs on either side of a shotgunned King Jackson, making changes on the line there. Back to throw. Nice little out route towards the top of the field. Getting them probably about 6 or 7 yards on that pass.
Definitely got enough for the 1st down there for Rob Hunt. And just like Daniel was saying, Rob Hunt's the all-around receiver. Lily Makai's there for really some of those big plays. But again, Rob Hunt, all-around receiver. He's up there as wide receiver #2, but he definitely could be a wide receiver #1.
A fresh set of downs. A quad look out of the shotgun. A tie in back behind center. Takes the hike. Back to throw. Over the middle. Successful. About 12-yard pickup on that one. Just a nice little seam route or something. 85. At Prince Wonder. Oh, I'm sorry. Rob Hunt. Wrong color. That's Rob Hunt with that nice little pull-in.
And you got momentum now. The West does. That was 2 plays in a row, moving those chains, and they're already in field goal range.
Yep, at that 30-yard line. Type attack again. Offset I. Side. Flexing to the top. Pair of wide receivers, one at the top, one at the bottom. Short little drop back for Ty. Looking for receivers. Hard to find one. Dropped off a little pressure release valve to number 89 underneath, but sort of interrupted there by probably one of the outside linebackers.
And Ty back to he had a lot of time. The offensive line definitely did his job to protect him, make sure none of the defense could get back to him. But he was just sitting in the pocket looking. Everybody was covered. He did a great job to find an open receiver, even if it wasn't caught. He got the ball out.
Offset I, this time towards the tight end flex side. They'll run a slant pattern or a power outside run there. Didn't get anything, didn't even get up to the line of scrimmage. That was JC Bacon there. Just stopped really short of that line by a hard pressing defense of the.
Yep, good job on cornerback number 2, Adam Nold. The second cornerback, I should say, number 25. He really played that edge very well to make sure JC Bacon couldn't get out on the outside.
That split back spread again. Wide running backs on either side. Shotgun. Top one at the bottom. Jackson ready to receive the ball. Hiked. Steps back. Looking for a guy. Checks down to the receiver or the running back. Just catches up to the line of scrimmage. That brings up 4th and 10 on the east 30-yard line. That would set up the 47-yard field.
And Ye Verity's coming in from Albuquerque. Ye, a couple of weeks ago, was able to make 6 for 6 for an Albuquerque Atom win. He actually broke the team record for most field goals in a game, held previously by me.
and making a game-winning kick just on Monday to secure their number 1 position.
Yeah, Ye had 2 big kicks, one at the end of regulation, one in overtime to win that game.
Kick is up, and it is good. That puts West up at the first points, 3-0.
Definitely, Ye Verity has stepped up a little bit. In the beginning of the season, he was having a little bit of difficulties, but he definitely worked his tail off and was making sure, and he's been hitting the field goals ever since. He's been a key factor in Albuquerque's success this year.
With a kickoff, the East try their hand in hopefully not just equate, but to overcome that 3 points, not win, lead by the West right now. Receive running up the field and net by defenders at about the 28-yard line, taken down there. 17. Cody Moore. Kick returning is a tough job. You know you're going to be pummeled and hit.
Yeah, it's harder for some people on certain teams when we don't have blockers to protect them.
I wonder what team you're talking about there.
Yeah, we're not going to speak of any legendary teams that don't know how to play defense.
Which thumper under center, eye behind him, twin receives at the top, tight end at the bottom of the line of scrimmage. Back to pass, deep drop back, moving around the pocket, throws it deep to receiver. Does he hit him? He does. He hits him in the hands, but is not able to pull it in. Number 24 on the defense there, able to knock that away or disrupt that pass.
And that was Nicholas Frossel there on the defense right there. And Dan and I were talking about him before. He's usually a quarterback 2, but he's moved up to the 1 spot here for the Prospect Bowl. And it's a great spot for him to actually highlight his abilities.
Yeah, but I gotta say, if you're number 11, Dill Swayze, you gotta come down with that ball in the option. That's like that's a matchmaking play right there.
Absolutely.
Lakeman a short drop back in pressure, passes over the middle. Really high completion passes this from Lakeman this season so far. Passes down to Goldie Morrison. Just a nice little inside cut there. Pressure release valve. That defensive line was getting close to him.
It was definitely a big hit there. I couldn't get the number on who was it. I believe it was Matt Brown there from Tacoma. He was just on coverage and he was there to meet Goldie when he caught the ball.
Big handoff there. This is Lakeman again, passing over to the side, able to make that first down. Nice reception there for a gain of probably around 7 or so. Now it's number 12, Ronnie Shanahan. Man, like you said earlier, he has like this magical knack of getting open or being exactly where he needs to be to get those balls and get those.
I called a number of Annapolis games this year, and I just watched Ronnie, and he made some great catches, especially clutch catches this year. And he's always that person that when you are in a tight spot, he's the one you look for, and he's the one that's going to be able to make that catch and get the score if need be.
Shotgun. Lakeman back ready to take the. He's back. Throws it over the top to the near side of the field. Complete to number 86. That 86 is Ron Haynes. We've heard about him in many Madison games.
And Ron Haynes, I mean, he just put his hands up. That was great coverage by the West defense. But Ron Haynes, with his height, just reached up and got the ball and was able to get the first down for the East.
Some man coverage from the defense. We got 3 receivers on the bottom. One lone up. Lakeman back to pass. Throws it over the middle. 2 nice little all slants completed over the middle. Number 88, Xavier Solomon. With that catch for first down.
But what I like out of the East is right now, they're actually implementing both tight ends and getting first downs and stuff. That was a nice slant for Xavier Solomon. The play before that was Deron Haynes. They're really opening up with the tight ends, which is going to set up the big play in the future.
Very nice hands there. That's the East are now on the West 20-yard line. Running drivers. The Lakeman under center. We've got little fake handoff. A pass over deep into the end zone. Touchdown. He somehow grabbed that. I have no clue how. Number 85, that was Prince Wonder. I wonder how he did that.
The Prince is here to play.
Well, His Highness there just caught the ball. He was double coverage, possibly triple coverage there. We're seeing a replay now. There was definitely 3 West defenders there, but he just reached his hands up. The ball was perfectly placed for him to get the 6 on the board.
That was amazing. Like you said, there was plenty of coverage there. He just beat that coverage by a foot or 2, and John Lakeman just sort of lobbed that thing, nice little downward trajectory right into the hands of the Prince Wonder. And here we see Juniper Belson to add 1 more to East. That extra point is good, making it 7-3 East now. 4:30 left in the first.
And I got a feeling there's going to be a seesaw battle all game. It's going to really come down to whomever possesses the ball and scores last. I know that's usually cliche, but in this game, with these players, it's going to be back and forth the entire game.
Wilson with the kick. Fullerton with the reception, running up the field. How far he can get. He gets it up about the 24-yard line before he's knocked back a few yards. More power to John. Showing bravery out there. See what the West dials up here.
So they moved the ball pretty well on their first go-around, but they did get stifled around the 30-yard line. So let's see if they can continue that momentum and maybe get past it to try and equal the 7 points the East got.
We have type attack underneath center. Quads look. Single running back. Routes back. Pass over to an out route. Pick up of about 8 yards on that one to number 85. That was Prince Wonder again. I'm sorry. Wrong color. Rob Hunt there.
When you got 285s, you got to make sure you look at the color. But yeah,
Exactly.
Rob Hunt again. That great all-around receiver, just being able to run his routes properly and the quarterbacks be able to find him in the field.
that split spread look again. The shotgun, running backs on either side of Jackson. Back to pass. Looking, finding man. Finds his man on an out route. Over on the top side of the field. Gain of about 6 or 7 on that one. John Fullerton there. Reception.
And he get the catch instead of getting tackled while trying to run it back.
Kind of what you like to see. He had a pretty good separation from his coverage man there as well. Forward look from the defense. Offset eye to the top of the screen. Hand off to the top. Running. This is Josh Slapp, I believe. Break out. He just is taken down after about 25 or 30-yard gain. Just nobody could catch him.
Speed? Did you see that speed after 10 yards of progress? He just was zooming at one point.
Yeah, he just found that hole and he found the open field and he was looking, he was aiming for the end zone. It was great by the East defenders to be able to track him down and tackle him before he got into the end zone. But that run right there puts the West once again in field goal position, but even better for them, they're looking at the end zone now to put 7 on the board.
Yeah, they're looking for those 10 yards after that special line back there. We've got 2 receivers at the bottom, 1 at the top, tight end at the top as well. Type attack to pass. Passes down to a check down for his running back. That's J.C. Bacon. Hit at the line of scrimmage for no gain by Joseph Lama there, coming up from the safety position.
Yeah, and J.C. Bacon, I mean, he's great running back all season so far. And that's one thing that the West is doing that the East isn't. They're utilizing their running backs as opposed to just throwing the ball down the field.
That's split back shotgun. Tied back to throw. Passes it over to the bottom of your screen. Number 89, Lili Nikai on a nice little outside route. Pick up a gain of 6.
A good gain here, but once more, they're in that trouble field of 3rd down. Still close to that 30. We're at the 21st, so they made more progress, but let's see if they can get the 1st down and keep the train going.
A gun straight look. 3 receivers and a tight end at the bottom. 1 receiver at the top. King Jackson to pass over the middle. That's caught successfully up to about the 11. Bell Cooper on the reception there. A lot of traffic in that middle there.
And I believe with that catch, all wide receivers on the West have caught the ball at least once right now.
29, strong safety John Patrick Line tackle there. Type attack. Similar split pro out of the shotgun. Tie back to pass, looking around, see where his receivers are. Took a little time, but he wings it into the end zone. Not able to pull it in. Jay Woods, the doctor, on the breakup there.
Yeah, it did look like it was Bob Long, the tight end that was there, that the pass was intended for. Looks like Ty may have just tossed it a little bit too early because it didn't look like that Bob was turning around to be able to look for the ball to catch it.
Double right out of shotgun. Ty ready for that hike. Looks like J.C. Bacon beside him. Back to pass, looking for his receivers. Steps up into the pocket a little bit. Tries to get it over to Bacon before he's taken down. Number 98, given that pressure.
Yeah, the big thing about that was, Jay-Z, it was a great play. He had open field right in front of him. His momentum took him out of bounds, and he just couldn't turn up the field to be able to get, if not the touchdown, a few yards to get him closer.
Another quads look. Type back up underneath. Drops a long back. Passes over to the far corner, and it's tipped away. Almost could have been a touchdown, or almost equally an interception. That's number 24, J.W. Hartshorn on the coverage.
Yeah, it looked like the pass was intended for Terrell Cooper there. Just great coverage there by Hartshorn. So there was nothing Cooper could have done to catch that ball.
So we're seeing an interesting game plan out of the West. The running game gets them to the 30-yard line, and then they're going to the passing game to try and get the touchdown. So far, both times they've only ended up with 3 points.
Here we see Jay Verity out to kick a field. Try to close some of this.
This is really a chip shot for Ye here.
Hold. Number 2. Gets it down. Kick is up. And it's good. 6 points now for the West versus the 7. 1-point game, folks. See what the... You will show a little... Nice little hold there by King Jackson. Little highlight for you. Multi-talented. Soft hand.
Now let's see what the East does on offense, because they pretty much have given to the passing game. Let's see if they try and let the running backs do a little more work. We did see one good run, but I want to see more out of the running backs before they get too one-dimensional.
Yeah, really haven't called Salmon Sanders a bomber at all tonight.
Goldie Morrison up. Getting pretty far. Made a little shift towards the end there to get a couple more yards on that kick return. Brings it up to the 31. That is where the East will take over. See what they can do to get themselves down the field. Number 20. Auto. 9. That's on Lake. No, not under set. Shotgun. Great. Three receivers to the bottom, one at the top, tight end to the bottom as well. Nobody in the backfield. And takes that ball back. 90 all slants over the middle. That's complete. Gain of 10 yards pretty much on the nose. That's number 12, Ronnie Shanahan again with a nice contested pickup grab right there.
Yeah, the most famous play that you might see in the pros is the 90 hall slam. Ain't it, Axel?
That or the 50x spot are another two plays you love to loathe. A little bit of both. It's a love-hate relation. All right, so here we see an offset eye towards the strong side. We've got tight end lining up on the top of the line of scrimmage. Here's one at the top, one at the bottom. Handoff towards that strong side. A little juke trying to get through there. But that defense was just all over Sanders there. Before there, coming up. Rosso coming in as from that cornerback. Read that play really nicely. Nobody there to block him very well. And got that tackle for loss for 2 yards. Another offset eye. This one's the opposite, the weak side. Tight end flex. Flexing there. Switch Thumper back to throw. Throws it over the middle, over the coverage, and completes that for a gain of about 15 yards to number 80. 88? Yeah, Xavier Solomon.
And Xavier Solomon just ran a great route, found the opening in the defense there. It looked like they might have been playing a little bit of a zone, and he just found the opening that he needed to be able to get the first down instead of it being a 3rd and long in this situation.
And he was wide open, too. Like, that was a beautiful run route in first. Xavier Solomon right there.
I just got right past that zone coverage. Here we see split back pro shotgun. Switch back to throw. Shifts in the pocket. Fires it off to the top for a pickup of 2 yards. Just barely made it over there. Little pressure release valve to number 11, Dilson. Out route.
That was a great job by Swayze there, just getting his feet in bounds. And here in the SFLm, you need just 1 foot in bounds, but he did tiptoe and got both feet into bounds to make sure you get a few yards out of it.
Someone in coverage there. There we go. That's 1/4 of this Prospect Bowl in the books at the moment. About to start number 2 coming up here. Well, and this game is fun. I didn't even realize that we're that close to the end of the first. So we were only a quarter of the way through, so I'm excited for a lot more great football. King Jackson in the shotgun in a quads look. Top two at the bottom, running back beside him, looking for a target. Throws it over before he gets taken down. It looks like it's complete to the 26-yard line. And a lot of blue jerseys around this red one. Who was it that pulled it in? Goldie Morrison, number 17, able to get his hands on it. Let's see this pickup. Nice little sidearm. Just gets it. I don't understand, like, if it hit someone in the helmet or what, but he was able to pull that down.
That was great pressure by TJ Assassin right there. He was the one that was there that got the hit right as the quarterback threw the ball.
We've seen this one before. This is a split back spread again. Two receivers at the top, one at the bottom. Both running backs beside John Lakeman. Lakeman back to pass, looking for the receiver. Passes over the middle. Nice little short route, but he catches it and was able to get another 2 or 3 yards after that reception. That is Dill Swayze there. Nice little, like, lob rainbow pass. Just enough touch on it to get it to him.
Yeah, I was actually surprised that he went to that one because the way he threw it, I thought he was going for the shorter man, like 2 or 3 yards below. But great throw. They're really moving the ball with the passing game.
Switch thumper. A nice little pass again up underneath for a gain of 7. Just moving that line of scrimmage. Number 11 again, Dill Swayze making the West pay out there through the air.
Yeah, the West was looking a lot to Prince Wonder before, but now Dill Swayze's coming up hot for them.
Dial up here. Got a split back behind John Lakeman. We've got a heavy line there on the offense. Handoff, run up the gut. Almost getting there. That is 2 yards from pay dirt. Let's see who that is. That looks like it is Sean Sanders. No, check that. That's Jay Ballmer, fullback. The nice little fullback dive. Maybe first of the night that we've seen so far. Just pulling what looks like number 69, Robert Thump, with him for a couple yards.
I believe we said on the show yesterday, we would like a fullback that can run. And he certainly showed that, getting way more than needed to get the first down. And now they're right next to the goal line.
Yep, yard and a half away. Strong power eye, giving it off, and he gets it through. That is number 23. That is Dwayne Salmons powering that rock through to get another 6 points, giving a greater lead to the East.
And as we mentioned before in the first drive, it didn't see much of the running game, but when we got in the red zone here on this drive, it was nothing but the running backs that were able to get into the end zone for the East.
And so far, we're seeing the difference of the score being field goals to touchdown.
Now we'll see Juniper Belson out to tack on another extra point. Lakeman to hold. It was a close one. They get it in and get the kick up, and it is good, giving the East a 14-6 lead. 8:57 left in the second quarter.
West definitely put some pressure there for the extra point. East is going to have to be careful of that because the West, if the East goes for a field goal, the West may be able to block it.
Go again. The kickoff is up. Pretend to receive. Gets it around the 3-yard line, running pretty quickly up the field. Taken down around the 22. Forward progress gets him to about the 23. That's where the West will take over.
The East is doing a really good job on their kickoff coverage there. The West has been around the 20-yard line, sometimes within the 20-yard line for every drive, and the East has been getting up to the 30 for each time that the West has kicked off.
Tale of 10 yards difference in some ways. Jackson up underneath the center. We see this is what looked like what the East just did over on the other side of the field. Little strong fullback dive there. I saw Van Dam that dive. 55, I think, on the stop.
once more, we're seeing the West go into the run game early. Let's see if they keep doing this, and if they get a chance to get into the red zone again, to see if they keep using the run game towards them.
I under center. Two receivers at the top, one at the bottom. Offset I behind him. Long drop back by a tie. Pass off to the right to one of the backs. It's a yard or two. I think just a yard before being tackled pretty early and hit outside of bounds. That was J.C. Bacon on the reception there.
Like Dan was saying before, they need to utilize their backs a little bit more. You saw what the East did. They utilized the air, and then they changed it up and started the running game when they were in the red zone. The West kind of has to do the same thing. They've been relying a lot on the air, but they have some great backs and Slap and Bacon there. Utilize them to get down the field.
5 wide receivers set here. King Jackson back to throw. A little duck being thrown, gets that out of his hands before number 93, Melchizedek, almost takes him down. Big boy
Our
back
first
there.
sign of real pressure to almost get a sack. The Holy Saint himself almost getting there.
And I think that's the first 3 and out we've seen for the West so far this game.
I think the East had one to start the game. Yeah, the West have been driving pretty well and have gotten some momentum for the most part. We'll see if they can get it back, how quickly their defense can get that ball back. Kick is up. See Goldie Morrison returning it. Not much there. Gets it up to their own 48-yard line. 52 yards to pay dirt from here. Well, let's see what the East has in store.
And that was definitely some great punt coverage there for the West. They were just right there. They caught Goldie. I think it was Goldie Morrison who caught the ball. He caught it, and there were nothing but blue jerseys around him.
You know what we need to see? We need to see some turnover. Defensive side, let's go.
Lakeman under center. Austin I behind him. 2 receivers at the top, 1 at the bottom. Deep drop back by Lakeman, looking for a receiver. Got pressure beside him. Almost gets taken down. Lots of pressure. Gets it out of his hands. And it's completed. And he's running up the sideline. That is number 17, Goldie Morrison, with that pickup. Man, that one, I thought he was down and dead to rights there.
You're not the only one who thought that. He just made a great move. He ducked under the defensive line, as you saw right there. And he just happened to find the receiver down the field. And just perfect pass, finding him open. And it took 3 blue jerseys to take him down. Goldie, he has been a monster for the East right now.
That was very impressive to see. Let's see if the defense try again and see if they can actually get to him.
Which thumper up underneath, calling audible there on the line. Back to pass, deep drop back. Passes over to the top against one of his backs. Complete for a gain of 4. Like that is number 85. That was not one of the backs. That was Prince Wonder. A nice little short, quick out.
And those short, quick outs, even if it's just 4 yards, still 4 yards closer. You do that twice, you get to 3rd and 2 instead of being at 3rd and 5, 3rd and 8, and just get closer to that yard marker.
A weak I formation, tight end to the top of the line of scrimmage. Twins to the bottom. This is a nice little stretch play. Sanders just chugging his feet, breaking tackle after tackle, sort of bouncing off the backs of his blockers just to get, ends up getting the first there, a gain of around 10. I'd say that's a very, very stretched out stretch play.
Yeah, I was waiting to see if someone would tackle, but he just kept bouncing and bouncing and bouncing and bouncing right to the outside.
Right to that out of bounds. But that gets them that first and keeps that ball moving. Here he's which thumper comes line. Quads look, 2 receivers at the top, 1 at the bottom, back behind him. Under center. Deep drop back, looking for a receiver, passes to his check down. Got about 9 yards on that play. That was Dwayne Salmons on the reception there. we've got half a yard to go before they get a first down. See what they have dialed up. This looks like it might be another Jay Ballmer situation. Flip backs here. It is, and he just goes right into the end zone through the defense. They're just sitting there, and he is paddling away with bringing up another 6 points for the East there.
Oh, we could be in trouble here. That's 3 touchdowns back to back to back. It's getting tough out here if you're a defensive player.
One thing that the East is doing very well is mixing up the plays between the air and the ground. And I think the West has to take note of that and be able to try to do the same thing.
Here again, we see Juniper Belson to tack on 1, hopefully, for them. Last time, the West brought a lot of pressure. See what happens here. Kick is down. Kick is up. And it's good. Taking the East to 21-6 over the West. It's, the West has to, we still have 6.5 minutes or so in the second quarter. Still plenty of time. A lot of game left. We'll see how that goes out. But, the West have just start to get some things going, start rolling a little bit.
Well, if we know what's going to happen now, I think the West is going to air the ball out a whole lot more.
They tend to do that, when down, they end up throwing a bit more. Don't trust the run it quite as much. Here we see again John Fullerton taking that kick return up to the 27, where they'll try to mount their comeback from here. Down 15 points right now.
Still only a 2-possession game here. I mean, a touchdown, extra point, touchdown, 2-point conversion. They're right back in this. I know we don't see 2-point conversions all that often, but there's still a chance, and there's still a lot of time left in the first half.
Absolutely. We've seen offset eye to the bottom. Check down pass, number 28. Running away from defenders. That could have been bad, but somehow makes a gain of 1 on there. That's Josh Slapp making good on nothing that was coming to him at that moment.
Yeah, Josh Slapp just has some great field awareness. Saw those defenders coming towards him from the middle of the field. Just went towards the sideline and just was able to get that 1 yard. 1 is better than negative yards.
Absolutely. High attack underneath center, tight end to the top of the line of scrimmage. 2 receivers at the bottom, 1 at the top. Back to pass. Finds this man. Received, completed. But runs out of bounds. That's 19. Terrell Cooper, little 6-yard out route.
It makes it 3rd and manageable at least. So let's see if they can get the first down. Plenty of time still in the second to get some points. You just got to make this first down count.
Your pro for me. For 2 backs behind Ty underneath center. Drops back, finds his man out to the top of the screen, completed and tackled out of bounds for gain of about 9 or 10 there. 9. Ty. Tackled, it looks like, by Adam Knoll.
And Lily Nakai, that was one of her specialties all year long. Just being able to do this out route, she's almost a specialist when it comes to the sideline catches. She was able to make some miraculous catches in a few games that I broadcast this year.
He drops back. Co-host. Is my voice coming through? Oh, can anybody hear me? Can you hear me? Oh, good. You guys can hear me. It sounds like, but my broadcasters cannot hear me in Discord. Um, if my broadcasters, if Daniel and Mickey, if you want to like disconnect or restart this, jump in. Hey, let me jump into game day chat. I'll jump over there and say, see how you guys are doing. Hello, can anybody in game day chat hear me? Like, looks like nobody in Discord can hear me, and I can't hear anybody in Discord. Well, that's fun. You guys all hear me. I appreciate you all sticking with this. Again, you gotta love technology. I'll try to do my best. I'm gonna hop back into my game broadcast area. Maybe someone will come in and it will work. Point, or I'll just close it. Betterment of the stream. We'll see. I'm gonna try to I'll broadcast as much as I can for this, and we'll try at halftime to reconnect. With minutes 50 some seconds left, we are watching the East, seeing what they can do. If the West can stop them here on this side of the field. Here, John Lakeman underneath center, hands it off to Dwayne Salmons, breaks a tackle, runs it up the field, off to the side, ends up being taken down. It's number 33 on the tackle. 33. That is Shepard Vakarian, a strong safety coming over to take him down. Nice little handoff. Number 50 tries to get him, shrugs that off. That number 50 is Jacob Creech, just not quite has the grip there. Didn't have the placement of his hands to take him down. Good running hard there by Dwayne Salmons. All right, we've got a bunch formation at the top with wide receivers. One lone wide receiver at the bottom. And we have John Lakeman fakes a handoff, throws it off to the side for a gain of 9 or so. That is number 86, Ron Haynes on that reception. Nice little, maybe a tight end in and out formation there, play there. Dial up here for this second and a half a yard to go. Power through to get this first down offset. 2-minute warning. John Lankman under center, a heavy line here. 2 tight ends on the bottom. Hand off to Dwayne Salmons again. Howard backwards. Big tackle there by number 90. Mojo McLean coming through from the linebacker position. Make that big tackle for a loss of 2 on that play. Nice reading that run right there. We're seeing something similar, I formation, pro formation, 2 tailbacks behind Twitch Thumper. Hands it off to Sanders. Sanders making a run up the middle and just moving his feet, chugging away, getting a handful of yards on that one. That was a huge run by Sanders there, coming over from the Lexington Miners. Oh, he was hit and hit and hit, and just bouncing off everybody like a little pinball machine. It trips tight formation. Lakeman back to throw, throws it deeper over the coverage, and gets that touchdown. That was number 11. That is Will Swayze there on that touchdown reception. Very nicely placed there, like threading a needle, it seems. Number 24, Nicholas Frossel was able to get his hands up. He's had success in that one in the past, but this time, hands were just 6 inches too shy of that one. We see Juniper Belson ready to kick. Extra point is up, and it's good. That takes the East up to 28-6. Like chat's saying, they're starting to run away with this one. But again, if the East have been able to put up 28 and a half, you can the West can equally put up 28 in the next half. We've seen certainly stranger things happen. Larger comebacks have been mounted. Elson again to kick off. Fullerton to receive. Running up the field, little shift, trying to make his way up there, gets to the 29, and that's where the West will take over. Having Jackson swaggering up to the split backs, red formation. That ball drops back, looking for his man, finds a man right over the middle, picked up 4 on that one. They're doing a little hurry up with only 40 some seconds left, using the same play or the same formation. We'll see what we got. Man formation by the defense. Maybe get them off sides. Kinda throws it. Complete again to his man. 48. That is Buford Van Dam. Haven't heard his name much tonight. Pick above 2 or so on that one. Have to see what they have, what they can muster up to. Need to get a first down to keep this thing going, but they've only got 32 seconds left. We'll see if they can at least get enough in a for a field goal. Receivers at the top, one tight end along the line at the bottom, thrown back behind him, dumps it off to the back, running up there, gets that first down, does not get out of bounds, ends up having to do a hurry up here. We'll see if they've got another play, or if they're going to go to that same one. That was Daisy Bacon on that receiver. Back to throw is number 11. Hit as he threw, get that ball out. Does not count as a sack, but a lot of pressure there from number 93, St. Melchizedek, the Holy Saint, as he has recently been dubbed then. Saints are on opposite sides. One St. Nebuchadnezzar versus on offense versus St. Melchizedek on defense. Battle of the Holy Ones. Offset eye, a twin look at the bottom. Tie back to throw. Throws off to the near side. Falling receiver catches it. That's Lily Nakai, number 89, with that reception as she fell to the ground. But the time keeps running. They call a timeout with 3 seconds left in this half. See what they have in store. They have 54 yards to go still before a touchdown. But if you get to around the 30-35 yard line, which would be what, 25 yards or so is what they would probably need to set up a field goal, but only 3 seconds left. This seems Hail Mary territory if they're even close enough to do that. Or else they'll just be playing. Well, nope, this looks like a Hail Mary. All 4 players, 4 wide receivers at the top, a tight end at the bottom. King Jackson in shotgun here. Back to throw this. We'll see how long it takes. He airs it out. It's going down. Will he catch it? It is caught, but by the wrong team. It's intercepted. Let's see who is that got that ball. Intended probably for number 85. That's Bob Lung. GB Wallace comes down with it in the end zone. 31 GB Wallace from Ottawa. Had a really great year so far. Ottawa's one of the number 1 defenses in the minor leagues at the moment. That ends first half. Go open up Discord and see if we can get some other people. Jump into the game day chat. Hello, can you hear me? Buddy in the game day chat, can you? Like, no. Right. Sadly, we are not audio to come. I can quit something might happen. I really apologize for some of all of the little mishaps. The game must go on, right? Good play out there. Up and see what we can. Yeah, Obama has been having a good game. GB Wallace, Prince Wonder, Dill Swayze came to life. Jay Ballmer, Dwayne Salmon, Sean Sanders, a lot of East players. Again, this could be a tale of two halves. Hey, can you guys hear me?
Hey, Axel, can you hear us?
Yes.
Hey,
hey, excellent.
The whole time, buddy. Don't you worry.
Hey. All right, I had to force quit Discord, restart it all back up. I am glad to be here. Hello, everybody. How are you all doing? I felt alone for a while.
Don't worry,
we were worried about you.
Things you were saying.
Good. I appreciate you all. So, how's the game been going so far? I know, depending on which side you're on, you could be happy or sad. How's it been going for you all?
Yeah.
I'm very excited to have 84 yards returning, so I will take that.
Awesome. Good to hear.
The West is getting a talking to him by the head coach. I'm going to go in and get T on the phone. T's going to really rip into them.
All right. Cool. All right. You guys want to come back? We'll continue the broadcast. I'm excited that you guys
Sure.
are having a lot of fun.
Yeah, and I'm sure Nicholas just left. We aren't slacking, sir. We were talking in voice chat.
Excellent.
We were broadcasting it. I did the play-by-play. Daniel was my color. We made sure that the show was still going on for the guys in game day chat.
Awesome. If
Yeah,
you guys haven't,
let's head back.
if anybody of you that is in chat right now on the Twitch, come over to join the Discord if you're not already. Hop in the game day chat. There's a lot of nice people there talking as the game's going on. It's a great time.
Okay, test 1, 2.
You can hear. I can hear you.
Perfect. We're good to go.
Okay. Can you confirm you can see my screen too?
I can see your screen.
Excellent.
I got your screen.
We're back in this thing. All right. Pass to the top for the West. The gain of 4 on that one. I was able to get that off. It looked like type attack passed over there to Jay-Z Bacon.
Yeah, so that was a play that Ty and Jay-Z matched up on that last drive to end the first half. It did go well there. They did pick up 4 on this one. Let's see if they can keep, or they went into the locker room in halftime to get a new game plan to try to get back into this game.
Yeah. So the East scored 28 in one half. That doesn't mean the West is out of it. They can score 28 in this half. It's just a matter of figuring out what their points of attack are.
Ty drops back, looks for somebody, finds his back. Actually, that's the fullback, number 48, Beeford Van Dam, gets almost enough for a first down, but at least they've got one more down to get those inches. We'll see if they do. Maybe they take a cue from the East and send Buford Van Dam up through the middle, or maybe they'll send him up to block. Here we're seeing a weak power I formation. Hand it off to Slap trying to get over around the defense is unable to do so. 53 takes him down. That is Claudius Periwinkle III, one of a few red players back there to take him down. Brings up 4th and 4 for the West.
I'm not upset with the West with that play call. I do think they needed to keep it on the ground, but I think they needed to push it up the middle and not try to go off tackle on that play.
It seems the East linebackers have come out to play so far in the first 22 minutes of the game. Received there by Goldie Morrison, trying to run up as far as he could. Gets to the 43, and that's where the East will take over. Relatively decent starting position for them, which is not what the West want to hear.
Well,
It's not.
West really wants to stay in this game. They got to pressure on defense, and they got to figure out what their game plan is on offense.
We saw Mojo get some pressure at the end of the second half, or at the end of the first half, I should say. So let's see if they can keep this up now and try and get pressure on the quarterback.
Switch thumper back, short drop back, pressure coming, gets the ball out to number 85, Prince Wonder, off to a little out route there. Gain of 8, runs out of bounds. Momentum that he had.
And he runs out of bounds, and he takes out one of his own players on the sideline as he did it.
Hopefully he's not injured.
Hopefully that wasn't John Lakeman that he hit.
Yeah. Ooh. Robinson. Pro form backs behind King Jackson. Tight end to the top, receivers on either top and bottom. Little handoff, run up the middle by Sanders. Able to pick up that first down, a gain of around 6 or 7 on that one. He's just getting on fire. He had that same type of play, that strong ISO on that Pro formation was what he had that big pickup last drive for about 25 yards.
Oh, and Sanders right there just makes a great move. The hole was starting to close up, and he just kind of tiptoed and tight-roped his way through it to pick up those extra yards for the first down.
It looks like Jacob Creech was the one that start to drag him down. Another linebacker or defensive back had to come in. Lakeman drops back, shifting, passes it over to Sanders, catches it, but runs out of bounds 1 yard behind the line of scrimmage. unfortunately. But knowing the East so far, what they've been able to do, that's not going to back to.
Yeah, that's the one thing about the minors. That's what this is for. They're to grow themselves as a player and be able to change the mistakes they make. That was just a small little mistake where instead of turning the momentum upfield, he kept his momentum going out of bounds for the loss of one.
Nation. I'm not a split, a spread formation out of the weak side. Nice little pickup there of 5. That's number 17. To make that 3rd and 6 a little bit more manageable than a 3rd and 11.
Now, even though the defender didn't get it, I like that pressure of the defender trying to make a play on the ball instead of just letting him take the catch. I hope to see more of that now on this 3rd down attempt. See some pressure, see some aggressiveness, see if we can get a turnover here.
Quads look. Man coverage, maybe even bump coverage here. Jackson under center. It's bump coverage. They're delaying quarterback's release, but he's able to get that off across the middle for completion for a first down, a yard or so over that line of scrimmage, or that first down marker for our gain of around 5 on that for goal.
Yeah, Goldie Morrison being really key, especially those over the middle quick slant plays. When you got to get those 3 yards, Goldie Morrison is there. Him and Prince Wonder have been their names have been called all game. Same thing with Swayze. That receiving core over there has just been amazing on the East.
Shotgun look, 2 receivers at the top, tight end next to the line, 1 receiver at the bottom. Lakeman drops back, looking for a receiver, passes over the middle, through the hands of his receiver, number 85, Prince Wonder. Just timing wasn't quite right on that one. Brings up 2nd and 10.
You don't see that too often, that Prince Wonder missed a catch. It looked like he had a little bump with someone else on his offensive line. Looks like another receiver kind of bumped him as he's trying to make that catch.
I'll actually take responsibility for broadcaster curse on that one.
And here we might see another bump coverage here by the defense. Maybe throwing a little wrench in what John Lakeman has to do here. This is not the typical. It's completed over the middle. That is not your typical 90 slants that they've shown us before. That was nice inside post route by Ronnie Shanahan. Both Lakeman putting in a dime, threading that needle, and Shanahan with those soft hands to catch that. Man, and then just taken down by a plethora of blue jerseys out there.
There were 6 blue jerseys around Shanahan, and Ronnie just found the hole in between all 6 of them to pick up that first down.
I don't know about you guys, but if I was an owner, I'd be looking at Lakeman really hard right now with the astounding play he's making in this game.
Ron, I like that you like my vocabulary. There we see another reception by man himself, Ron Haynes, over the middle for a gain of 9. Nice little inside or seam route, I bet.
And this is where the East has typically gone to the ground and used their running backs to get into the end zone when they're this close.
An eye twin, tight end to the bottom, hand off right into the middle, up through the middle. That is Sean Sanders for another touchdown for the East. That brings them up to 34 points. Yeah, 34 points at this moment. Spiking that ball as best he can in that end zone.
Like I said, the East is doing a great job of mixing up their playbook for the air and for the ground. They know exactly when to go to the ground to be able to get the yards they need. They only needed 3 there. They handed it off, got to 3, got to 6.
Now the West got to keep climbing that uphill struggle once again. They got to get some yards, got to get some points on this next drive. Try and get some momentum back on their side.
Pick is up and it was 35-6.
The West looked strong at the start of this game. They were able to drive down the field and get the field goal in their first 2 drives. They just got to find their momentum. They got to find what the mistakes are, fix them, and be able to drive down the field. There's 6.5 minutes left in the third. They don't have much time left to be able to come back.
We haven't seen many turnovers at all. Other than as far as as far as I can remember, just that one Hail Mary at the end of the first half. Um, Depending on what this might be, if this penalty goes in favor of the West, this could give them a little bit of a boost. Where will this go?
This looks
Mask
like a face mask.
against the East. That
They'll
gives
get the ball right on the West 45 or 44.
That's a big penalty for the West, in favor of the West. It puts them from the 30 to the 45, getting them that much closer, and it's something they need.
absolutely. This might be the thing that starts to turn them around. If they can start piecing together again, it's not they don't need to go big right now. They just need to start converting downs, right? Here we see a split back pro formation. Tie back to throw, throws it over the middle to an open receiver, and he's running down the field. He gets tackled at the 10-12 yard line. That's number 86. It looks like Bob Lung. Really nice deep tight end seam right there.
And that's the big plays that we need to see, West. Let's keep it going.
Great
Yeah, that's
hands,
it.
great pass.
Oh, absolutely. Reminds me of a pass that happened in the championship game where it was Trellis Blanton to Honus Adobe that was huge at the end of the game last year. That's just exactly what the West needs. And now in the red zone, now let's see what they're going to do when they have a short field, because they haven't been doing great on the short field for this game.
Yes, shotgun, the double right formation. One tight end, two receivers at the bottom, one at the top. Tie back to pass, looks for his open man. He doesn't find one, but he tries to run, tucking it down and running it. Ends up getting snagged by a defensive end. Number 79, Robert Brady, takes him down.
The West has to have a little bit more faith in their running game, even if it only gets 2 or 3 yards closer to the end zone. Always passing the ball. This defense is going to know what you're going to do, and they're just going to increase their coverage. And that's what they did there. They knew Ty was going to drop back, so they pressed him and got him on the sack.
Yeah, quads look, tie back for that hike. Finds a man, just the running back. Tries to get up there, ends up again picking up half that distance back towards the first goal line, about a 6 or 7 yard. And even something like that, maybe they trust screens a little bit more than they're running. But at least they're picking up some yardage to make these. You don't have to get all 10 yards in one go. You can chuck it down a little bit. 3rd and 7 is more manageable than a 3rd and 14, 3rd and 10.
Yeah, but it feels like they need 6 here. They need a touchdown. They can't let this drive go on to another field goal.
King is back to throw, looking for a receiver, throws it over the middle, and it ends up being batted down. It looked like intended for Fullerton.
No, it's a touchdown. Fullerton got a
you're
touchdown.
Right. Oh my goodness, there was there was no fireworks or anything. It didn't seem as much hoopla. That was a very nice catch there by John Fullerton.
Axel,
some might say that was easy money.
There you go, easy money.
I'm with you on Axel. I did not see the referees put their hands up. I thought it was incomplete, but I'm happy the West got 6 on the board.
This might be the thing that restarts that sparks that comeback. King set to get that hike, gets it down, kick is up, Verity, kick is good, bring it 13-35, bring within 20. Math serves me correctly. Three score game right now. We've seen before that the West defense has been able to give the East early on in the first quarter some tough going. That's what they need to sort of channel right now, is something to really stop that East running game. I think they're going to be trying to focus on that run being up so much. Kick is up.
Do you think
running? Nice little spin move, trying to get in there. Tackled at the 29-yard line.
Yeah, Goldie Morrison on the return yet again, just doing a great job. Again, a big thing in this game right now is that the East is able to get an average about the 29-30 yard line on kickoffs where the East is being pinned back closer to their 20. That 10 yards is a huge difference to start their drives.
Double right. No, double single back formation. Tight end at the bottom of the line. Receivers at the top. John Lakeman gets his man over the middle for a gain of 8. That's Ron Haynes just on a nice little inside slant route.
If I was the defense right now, I'd be sending up blitzes all over the place. Try and force the ball, a little hurry the ball from the quarterback. Try and get the timing off. You got to make a play. You got to get a turnover. You got to do something. The offense just got 7. You got to put up your end now and get the ball back.
Weak power I formation. We're not successful previously on this. Hand off to the side, a stretch play, taken down again for a loss of 1 there. Looks like number 50, Jacob Creech there on that TFL.
And Jacob Creech, I mentioned it before, he is a big player on the defense for Tacoma. He's got to come up big here, getting those TFLs, getting those sacks, doing what he's done all season long if the West wants to stay within this game.
A 3rd and 3, a near pro formation. They switch underneath, hands it off. This is where we've seen Sanders break it loose, using that strong ISO in the middle. He gets the first down, but they've finally started to recognize that that's what they're doing. So they're able to take him down after 5 yards instead of 25. Still able to convert.
Well, it looks like the West actually was doing exactly what Daniel said, putting pressure. They looked like they had 2 outside linebacker blitz there, and the only drawback was it was a draw play.
Strong tight end flex, offset eye behind him for a little run. Spin move is not going to help Sanders there. He's taken down this time by another linebacker. That's number 99, Jay Harper on the opposites.
Looks like he flexed enough to grab him and throw him to the ground.
And look, who's at the top? Offset eye, tight end to the bottom of the line. Switch hands off to that top side. Trying to get him down. People were there to take Sanders down. Able to spin and move. Must have been dipped in Crisco earlier before this game, or just very sweaty here in Miami. The West unable to get a hold of him until 4-yard gain.
Well, the West has to do something right now to pick them up. They need to they got to hold them here. They need to get the ball back. There's not much time left. There's only about 14 minutes left in this game. If they want to get back, they got to hold them right here and get the ball back.
5 wide receivers wide, switch out deep to throw. Big pass over the top to the far side. Broken up. Would have been a huge play if caught for either team. Number 32 in on the coverage there, Ricky Robinson.
That's exactly what the West needed. They needed to stop the ball, get the ball back, and these have no choice right now but to punt it. So the West offense gets another chance to get the ball and get some more points on the board.
It looked almost like Dill Swayze had to get and play cornerback there to keep Ricky from grabbing that ball himself.
It looked like the ball hit Ricky Robinson right in the hands. Just couldn't grab it. It wasn't intended for him, so you can't blame him, but he almost had that pick.
Now they're set KL Barrett back to punt. Haven't really seen him out too much. Punt is back, received around the 12-yard line. Get up to the 14, and that's where the West will take over. Ron Fullerton again on that punt return.
And it's just another instance of no blocking on a punt.
It's tough. Punt returns are no joke. What the West has dialed up. Single back to top, one at the bottom, tight end at the bottom of the line. Making some changes on the line. That is type attack, drops back, short drop back, finds his running back, tries to do a little swing route, not going anywhere. A loss of 2 there for JC Bacon on that.
I don't know if I agree with that play call all that much. You're already pinned back and you're inside your own 15. You got to get yardage there. And doing a swing route here, you know the defense is going to be pressing and getting into the backfield.
Second and 12. Tie underneath center, 4 receivers. Deep pass. Hauled in. Who is that? Number 19. That's Terrell Cooper comes down with that.
What a great catch by Cooper there. They just used his height to his advantage, turned around just in time to see the ball come in, caught the ball, went from being inside the 15 to now being on the 31-yard line.
And Cooper did a wonderful thing by being inside to make sure he had the man. If you were playing like basketball, he pretty much post up and grab that ball.
Another 4 wide receiver look. This time in shotgun. High back to get that. Gets it. Looks for a man. Finds someone over the middle. It's deflected by the defense. That is a no-go. Llama in there trying to break it up. Number 88, probably Xavier Solomon. That was number 29 on that pass deflection, John Patrick Levine.
That was just great coverage by the East there, just all over the receiver. I think he was double covered on that. Just a great job being able to knock the ball out of the way.
Offset I. Spread formation. Side. Jackson drops back. Short drop back. Pass over to the side. Completed. Walked out of bounds. That is number 89, Lili Nakai on that one. Again, you kept saying those little out routes, whether they're short or quick or, 8-10 yards down the field, those little out routes are her bread and butter, it sounds like.
Absolutely. I did a bunch of Tacoma games this year, and Lili Nakai was always that person they threw to on those out routes 4, 5, 9, 10, 12 yards down the field, and she would always get them and be able to tap her toes in bounds.
You see King Jackson, 5 wide receivers out there. Yeah, what they have in store. King Jackson looking for a receiver downfield. Makes a big deep throw. Complete. That one was complete. Let's see. I can just only imagine just throwing right over that coverage by number 25, Adam Nold. Terrell Cooper is the one that hauls it in.
Terrell Cooper, he's the main receiver right now for the West. He was covered 40, like you said, 40. It was 42 on the cover, Geno McFly, and he just was able to outrun him. And they found him in open field, and they were able to get that first down.
Yeah, King Jackson led that pass, led him perfectly, pretty much right in that breadbasket. Here's Ty, drops back to the pass again. Drop a check down pass to JZ Bacon, getting 2 yards on this one. That's much better than what the negative yardage that he has more recently been getting on these check down.
Right now, they're back at the 30-yard line once again. He might be able to get one play off, but if we're looking like we're going into the 4th right now.
3 quarters in the books, 33 minutes down, 11 minutes to go. 22-point difference between West versus East, but the West is rolling. They've shown that, on these 5 wide receiver, 4 wide receiver pass, these plays, they are able to make the wide receivers are able to make the plays, able to get the breakaway and get out of coverage, which has been really exciting to see. Split back here, King Jackson to receive that hike. 3 receivers out at 8. Gets that out of his hands for a completion to the 19-yard line. That's number 89 again. A nice little inside post route by Lili Nakai.
Yeah, and Lili Nakai again. You don't see her much going over the middle, but that was a huge play, huge pass. There's not much time left. The West is going to have to pull out all stops. They're down by 22 right now, and they don't have much time left. They have to be really aggressive on offense here.
The split jokers. Handoff up the middle. Looks like that is. Yep, that's Buford Van Dam. Nice little 2-yard strong dive to make it 2nd and 8. Trying to, chip away at that 10 yards to get to that next conversion at the 17-yard line now. At red zone.
And I do love a good fullback who can run the ball, so I'm not really upset about that play. Van Dam just did what he had to do. and get the West closer to the end zone.
Shotgun tie back to pass, finds someone over the middle, is able to haul it in for a first down up to the 8-yard line. Number 19, Pharrell Cooper again. Really seeing a lot out of these wide receivers just in the last handful of minutes. Really, this game is starting to turn up a little bit. Let's see if they can get into that pay dirt 8 yards away. In a near pro formation, we this out of the other team. Oh, offsides, free play here. Tie over the middle. Is not able to haul it in. The receiver looks like it might have been batted down or tipped by Adam Knoll, number 25.
And that's a big play for the West. You know, they just went for it, went for the end zone. That's what you're supposed to do. Go for the big play when you know you have that free play. They get free 5 yards out of it. Now it's first and goal from the 4-yard line. What I want to see from the West here is try and hand the ball off to Slap here. He's been a big playmaker by getting the handoffs. Jay-Z Bacon has been a great catching back here. Buford Van Dam, he's definitely somebody who can power that ball in. But I think Josh Slap on the ground right now is going to be your call. That's what has to happen.
Offset I here. A lot of blocking tight ends at the top. Wrong side. Likely a stretch to the top. There we go. He is hit in the backfield. That defense of the East is huge, stepping up right now. That's number 32, Joseph Lama, safety pulling up front. In that box, ready for that stretch play. Seemed like he has a magic ball and knows, crystal ball, knows what they're planning. A split spread, the backfield, the back ready to pass it, looking for a receiver, has some pressure, throws it. Receiver's not there, just had to get it out.
Yeah, we saw a delayed blitz coming by the linebackers, maybe even a safety coming in on that one, and it looked like the pressure really was starting to throw off the connection. Quarterback had to scramble out of the pocket a bit and just threw it with the hopes that the receiver might be able to get there in time.
But also hopes that the opponent wouldn't get there either. Here we see 3rd and goal from the 7. We see a quads look here. Tie under center, lone running back behind. Tie back to pass, long drop back. Nice little out route to the near side, and it is caught and pulled in for a TD. That is number 88, John Fullerton, for 6 points. This hometown Miami crowd for the East not enjoying that touchdown, but the West sure is excited. That brings them to 19 at the moment. With this extra point here by Ye Verity, likely bring it to 20 and make it a 2-score game.
If you need someone to get in the end zone, actually, you call it easy money. That's 2 for him now tonight.
Congrats, John. Get rolling. Snap is up, kick is up. And it's good. 20-35. They're chipping away at that lead, which is now 15 points, 2 scores away.
Now the big question here is, was it too little too late? I mean, there's 9 minutes left. They do have to give the ball back. They have to kick it off to the East. Are they able to come back from this deficit?
Top Shot right now in the chat says pick 6. That might be exactly what they need. This has been a very clean game. Very few penalties and no turnovers to touch, other than that one to end the second. You see again Goldie Morrison with that return out to the 25-yard line to the East over.
And Ye Verity had a very deep kick there. Goldie Morrison got it around the 5-yard line. He was able to return it 20 yards. So the Goldie did his job. Ye did his job. It's just the coverage on the West. They're going to have to cover him a little bit more, be able to pin them back closer to their own end zone.
Rex shotguns formation. Top, one at the bottom, backs around Lakeman. Lakeman changes the play, passes off to the side, and it's complete and out of bounds. It's out of bounds, incomplete. Not bring that in. Dill Swayze was too far out. I wonder if they'll even challenge it. I'm not sure which way it was, actually. I thought it may have been in, but...
No, but wait. What did happen on that play was number 25, Alex Marshall for the West. he actually tried to jump the route there and be able to bat the ball, and that might have been just a little bit that they needed to that the ball went a little bit off its trajectory.
Switch thumper underneath, hands off to Sanders. Sanders trying to be slippery again, able to make around 4-yard gain on that stretch route over there. Able not having quite as much luck as he did rushes, but West sort of tightening up there on that defense. Nice to see for them.
Yeah, now we're looking at 3rd and 6, under 29. West really needs to stop to get as much time as they can on the clock to get another score.
Got 3 bottom, tight end at the top of the line. Lakeman to pass over the middle. Ooh, that was almost picked off. Just off the hands of the intended receiver, 3 or 4 yards beyond the line of scrimmage. Number 25 almost got that one. That was Alex Marshall. Like 4th and 6 brings up KL Barrett Jr. We were seeing the back of there. He'll be punting this away. This is exactly what the West needed to dial up. Was a third and out here, 3 out. Exactly
The
what they're
game
looking
is starting to get good, Axel. Can we see another score here?
for. Let's see. Punt is up. Fullerton to return. Leaps forward. That's the best you can sort of do is catch it, lower your shoulder, and charge forward. Got a few yards there out to the 36. That's where the West over.
And that's pretty good, pretty decent field position for the West here. They're usually going behind the 15, behind the 20, getting it at 35. That's actually not too bad. Let's see what the West and King Jackson could do here.
Split backs behind them. Joker formation, tight end at the top and bottom of the line. King Jackson over to throw a little over the shoulder throw, broken up by number 27, Matt Ryan, for not able to meet its intended receiver.
Once more we saw pressure by the line, actually making him move out of the pocket to make the throw. Maybe a little quicker and a little sooner than even they were anticipating.
West had dialed up. 2nd and 10 at the 3rd. Like this look for a quad look here for receivers. Top 2 at the bottom. Shotgun is type attack. Grabs that ball, looks for a receiver, finds it. Right at that first down marker. Great field awareness by the receiver there. Where that marker was. Number 5, it looked Rob Hunt.
And Rob Hunt has been key over the middle here. Just a little post route right there. He knew exactly where the first down marker was. Knew he had to catch it. He also knows that this is a pivotal situation right now for the West, that he needed to get that first down so that he can continue to move the ball.
7.5 minutes left in this. They score here becomes a 1-score. 2 receivers at the top, 1 at the bottom, tight end at the bottom of the line. Attack, shotgun back to finds his receiver. Likely Lily Nakai, can only guess. Looked like another out route of hers. Yep, there she is.
She is the out route master, let me tell you. You find her on the sideline, she's going to be able to catch that ball and just get you yardage.
Now we're looking at 1st and 10 on the 41. They're moving the ball very quickly, too.
Offset eye, twins, wide receivers at the top, tight end at the bottom. Type attack, hands off. This is JC Bacon with their run. This is what they were looking for. They needed that 12-yard run, it looks like, out of Bacon. We haven't seen him run much at all. We haven't much of the West run at all.
And that's what the West needs to do. They need to mix up their play calling. They've been doing a lot over the air, and I can't blame them with having Type Attack and King Jackson as their play callers. But they got to utilize their running backs. They got 6.5 left. They have to get in the end zone twice.
Not only twice, at least one of them has to be a 2-point conversion.
Our eye handoffs. This time to Slap. Slap spins to try to get around somebody. Gets 5 on the play. Not a bad pickup. Solid. Did not give it up. Tackled there by GB Wallace. It looked.
And that's what they got to do. Even 5 yards on first down, you got second and mid. It's manageable. They could get a first down here. They just have to be smart with their play calls.
A split back shotgun formation. High, ready to receive. Drops back, throws deep over the middle. It is caught at the 2-yard line, taken down just before the end zone. That is number 85, Prince Wonder out there.
No. Wrong one is Rob Hunt.
Wrong color. I'm sorry, Rob. Rob Hunt out there. What a catch and wow, route run.
Now look how close they are to the end zone. If they know what they'll be doing, they'll be looking for easy money here. Maybe we'll see him get his third.
Let's see if easy money can get that hat trick, to use a hockey terminology here.
Attack, short drop back, passes over to, that's JC Bacon, runs in for a nice little check down. We've seen that screen. Sometimes it's worked. Sometimes it's not worked. This time it works for a gain of 6. Congrats, Bacon. He is starting to sizzle.
Well, Jay-Z Bacon there, he just decided to get in the end zone, lay down, cuddle with that football because he knows that this game is within hand.
Maybe.
And there's still 5 minutes on the clock. They can theoretically get a 3 and out and still have plenty of time to run the ball back up for another touchdown.
Here we see Ye Verity for the extra point. Jackson to hold. Hiked, pick us up, and it's good. That brings this game to 8-point difference. What a comeback that this West is making. Maybe JC Bacon was doing an impression of the East, laying down, falling asleep. We'll see. Let's see what the East has in store when they get this ball.
What the West has to do is, just like Daniel said, they have to get a 3 and out here, get the ball back, and drive down the field. And they can't accept just a 1-point after. They need to get that 2-point conversion here.
Here's Goldie Morrison again with the reception and the run back up to the 27. Someone does not have an ear infection. I can tell from that camera there. What they have in store.
Now, if you're the East, do you try running the ball and keep chewing up the clock, or do you need to get some first down?
I think you need to get down there and at least get 3 points on the Lakeman under center, offset eye behind him, 2 top, 1 at the bottom. Drops back. Deep drop back, looking for a man. Pressure's coming, gets it out and duck. And it's caught by the East. Who is that? Dill Swayze brings that down. Wow. That was about a 20-yard reception there.
And he got hit as he threw that ball.
Look at that quacker coming through the air. Those soft hands of Swayze. Man. And Lakeman having some cojones there to stay in the pocket, stay composed, get that ball out.
Yeah, the West definitely did a good job on the pressure there. Hit him just a half a second too late.
Twin receivers at the top, offset eye in that direction, tight end at the bottom. Switch hands off to Sanders. Sanders has room to run. Wow, he's just being traveled. Okay, he gets pushed out of bounds at the 11. Wow.
Huge run by Sanders there. If you want to put a nail in the coffin here for the West, that's something you got to do. You were right before Axel. All they need is 3 points on the board, and it makes it a 2-possession game. But as we know here in the SFLm, it doesn't matter what your lead is. Any team can come back with any amount of time left on the clock.
We've seen strange things happen, and all it takes is a simple turnover. We have seen few so far. We've got the best of the best here. They're playing like the best of the best. Quite a dynamic game so far. Two receivers at the bottom, eyes behind him, run up the middle for Sanders. He's able to get into the end zone. Just like that, they go up by 2 scores now.
That's a huge score for the East. They're up right now by 14, possibly 15 with the pending extra point. Puts it back to a 2-score game, but not just a 2-score, a 2-touchdown game with a 2-point conversion needed as well.
And if I remember correctly, I think that's over 100 yards now that he just ran for the game.
That is really crazy. And as Matt Ryan pointed out, they scored these 7, what will probably likely be 7 points very quickly. Still 4.5 minutes left in the game. That is, we've seen score 2 touchdowns in the matter of 2 minutes or less, 1 minute. So we'll see what the West is able to come out with. There it is. That extra point by Juniper Belson brings it 42-27, 15-point lead for the.
Yeah, the West is going to have to figure out their game plan. They're going to have to air the ball out a lot here, but utilize those running backs. You saw it before, J.Z. Bacon on a swing route to get the touchdown on the last drive. They got to be able to mix it up a little bit. Deep balls, short balls. They're going to have to be able to do what they have to do.
And Nathaniel Diggs in the chat is asking, have we had 42 points in a prospect bowl yet?
I don't believe so. And that's why specifically I've asked that person right there, Rapid Raccoon, Michael Percoco, to help put together this playbook for exactly that reason, to have a very dynamic, high-scoring, back-and-forth type of game. And it is coming true. So this is, typically it's been even, very close, like under 20 points for each often. So let's see what the West has in store. Type attack in shotgun, 2 receivers at the top, 1 at the bottom, tight end in there as well. Back to throw, drops it down to Bacon, spins out of 1 tackle, but is taken down for a gain of 5. They're in the hurry up here in this, like a doubles shotgun. Back to throw, shifts around, passes it off to his check down to Bacon. Looked like it was good, just lost that forward momentum, taken and hit backwards for gain of 4, but 1 yard short of that first down. Again, staying in this formation. See what they have dialed up. Looks like bump coverage. Back to throw again to Bacon. Not able to get it in bounds, or just momentum carries him out of bounds with 1 yard left. Go for it here with 4 minutes left.
You kind of have to at this point.
You have to. You have to try and go for it. You're down by 2 scores. You're not just two scores, 2 touchdowns with a 2-point conversion. You've got time ticking off the clock. You've got to try and go for it.
They're in a split back red nation. Not split back. Yeah. Shotgun. Pass over the middle. It is tipped down. They decided to pass on that play. And with that, the East will take over at their own, or at the West 29.
And that's really shame, because they had the underneath wide receiver wide open on this play to get the first down and continue the drive.
Very interesting. We'll see if maybe they trust their defense more here. Perhaps they can get a turnover, and that's what they're probably hoping for at this point. But likely they're going to be the East is going to be running it to get time off that clock. Here we see Lakeman under center with a strong power eye. Hand off to Sanders, taken down 1 yard shy. Their hope, I guess, is to push them back far enough, beyond that 35-yard line, maybe take them out of field goal range. That or take it.
Well, the big problem here is that even if they go 3 and out here with the East, and they by chance go out of field goal range, the West is still going to get the ball back at about the 2-minute warning.
that I on with a Joker's on side. Lakeman hands off to Salmons, taken and is hit 2 yards behind the line of scrimmage. Like number 50, Jacob Creech got in there and knocked his block off.
Now this gets interesting. They're at the 32-yard line, which makes this about a 48, 49-yard field goal. If the West can stop him again for another tackle for loss, they're going to put him out of field goal range.
True. Here they are in quad look for switch thumper under center. He was at the top, one at the two at the bottom. Letting that time down. Hikes back, passes over to the top, and it's caught and it's run into the end zone. Touchdown the East. Number 85, Prince Wonder with that one. Just running up that sideline.
It looked like he completely bet his man as he did so.
That was His Highness Prince Wonder. That was a great route. He went up, did a little corner route to get to the end zone, and was able to just run up the sideline to get the points. 48, pending 49 points in the Prospect Bowl. That is amazing.
Yeah, I coming into this, I was not expecting this type of outcome. Here we see Juniper Belson out to tack on one more point. And it's up, and it's good, making it 49-27 East right now. Guy Clausen in the chat mentions a tightrope to the end zone. That is so literal. Like it looked like he was walking on the balance beam, a gymnastics balance beam out there.
Now that was pretty much the nail in the coffin for the West here. They're going to need a miracle here if they want to try and come back. I don't know if they can with 2.5 left in the game.
Looks it on the return here. Gets it out to the 28-yard line. That's where West will take over. I'd love to see them come out in a quad look with the 4 wide receivers or the 5 wide receivers. They're with 2 minutes 22 left. They need that distance down the field. There it is, quad look. Got Patak under center. Drops back for a man, finds a man, passes it, and it's incomplete. But thankfully, again, you get another shot to do that. 5 seconds off the clock. No harm, no foul. Let's try it again. Maybe pull up another one in a similar type of form.
The big thing there is that there was, like you said, Axel, only 5 seconds off the clock. No yardage, but there's no time running off the clock. So they get a chance to sit back, plan the next play.
We've seen a very deep play out of this one before. Three receivers at the top, tight end at the bottom. Ends up checking it down to the running back. Likely, that looks like it was J.C. Baking with that first down moving, but the clock keeps moving, not getting out of bounds. Stuck in that formation.
They're in a hurry up. Let's see if they get a play off before the 2-minute.
Over the middle, success. Running up, gets about 17 on that play. They take it right up to that 2 minutes, 1:57 left in the game.
And that's a big play to go into the 2-minute warning. They were able to get into the East territory there. That was number 89, Lili Nakai, the sideline specialist, but she was able to catch one over the middle this time.
But the West drop here now that they've got a fresh set of downs, some time to sort of talk it over.
They do need to air it out here. They need to get a lot of yardage in a little amount of time.
Gun straight package from King Jackson back in a shotgun. 3 receivers at the bottom. One at the top, tight end in there. Throws it out deep, and it was caught, hauled in there by number 85. That is Rob Hunt. We've seen his name come up last time as they made their way to the end zone 2 yards shy. This time, what looks like maybe 25 yards, maybe 30-yard pass. Exactly what they
Definitely
need.
30-yard pass. The West also has to be very smart with their timeouts here. They used their first one right there. They got a minute 51. They're closing in on the end zone, but they got to save their timeouts. They need a few scores here. They need 3 total.
Here's at the bottom, tight end at the line, receiver at the top, back behind, back or center, drops back, passes over to Bacon, spins to get out of that move, get out of bounds. Nope. Clock
No,
keeps
they
running.
tackled inbounds. The time is ticking.
What they choose to do here. Same formation. Pack drops back, deeper drop back. This time out to Bacon again. Running up the sideline. Does not get out of bounds. Keeps running. Clock keeps running.
That clock is going to be the biggest enemy for the West right now.
Short drop back. Passes again. Ooh. They say it's a fumble, a backwards pass. We'll have to. I'm curious if there's going to be some red laundry on the field. That isn't the East uniforms.
That did not. There we go.
There.
I don't think that ball was passed backward. That looked like it was forward to me. I think it was a forward pass and incomplete.
I would bet on that as well. Kind of close, but so right now he's at about the 11 and a half. Yeah, I think it, a matter of 6 inches or so, but I think it was forward.
Let's just talk about that sliding catch, though, to get the ball anyway, even if it's not end up being a fumble. That was a nice play by the defender. Joshua
Williams, coach for West clapping. The ruling was overturned. It was a pass, so that would be an incomplete.
Yeah, it was a...
Stephen Hacker in the chat. You're going to learn about R62, referee 62. You got to love to hate him. Anyways, what the West pulled.
The big thing.
Trips, tight trips. Tie back to pass. Looking for. They say it's a fumble again. They tried to play that one. That was number 28, Josh Slap out there this time.
The ball did wind up going out of bounds, so it stays in the West possession no matter what. Once again, same play, same outcome. I'm not sure if that one was a fumble either.
Looks like they've changed the play, thankfully. Offset I to receive the top, one at the bottom. King Jackson under center. Short drop back, pass over to the side. And it's a touchdown. They've got that in with minute 6 left. Lily Nikai with a nice little out route, just like we've seen time and time again from her. She just stays right in bounds. Just threads that needle on that corner of that pylon.
Also a great one-handed catch by Lily there, too.
Them likely... nope, this is Yay Verity kicking a point after here. Try to make it back to it. And it's up. And it's good. 34-49, 15-point difference at the moment. Score game, minute 6 left. At this point, kind of playing pride, but giving it their all. I can only assume. Look, yep, looks like they're going to be doing an offside kick. It's possible they recover it and see what happens.
We definitely haven't seen many onside kicks from Yay Verity this year, so let's see what happens.
It's recovered by the East. Tackled at the 44. That's where the East will take over.
Now, the West still does have 2 timeouts, so they can use their timeouts to save some clock. At this point, I don't know if it's worth it. All you're going to do is elongate the game and just the ending is almost going to be the same.
Looks like they're going to be doing, the East is going to be doing the best for that kneel down. Lakeman out there under center takes the knee. Lost to 2. West calls a timeout. Have 1 left.
Yeah, I can see the East really calling a play here. They're going to take another knee. The West is going to call the timeout. It's going to be probably about a minute and 1 second left. After that, all they got to do is kneel down. Another 40 seconds come off the clock running. There's nothing the West could do about it.
They've put up definitely quite a challenge. The West has really made a game of it this whole second half. Really big kudos to them. But the East, we're stagnant a little bit, sitting at that like 34 point line. But then, came out in the middle of the fourth quarter, just started taking away this game, running away with it.
Yeah, that's absolutely right. And Steve Hacker in the chat is saying they'll have like 20 seconds left. I agree with you, but that's still not enough time to get 2 scores and a 2-point conversion.
And not to say anything, we said the West needed to come out scoring, right? And they only had 6 points at the first half. The fact that they scored 28 in the second half is still pretty outstanding.
Absolutely. Lots of kudos go out to everybody. Again, just like I like to say, 44 minutes we're competitors on the field. The rest of the time, after this, let's go to the buffet, West and East. It's all on me. So we'll go have some fun after this game. Punt comes back. KL Barrett Jr. Punt it. Hiked. Punt is up from the 40. Hit and drop. Will it take a bounce? It goes into the end zone. Touchback. The West will have it with 14 seconds left at their own 20-yard line. Let's get that 5 wide receiver look out there that may open. Air it out.
Now, Axel, correct me if I'm wrong, but this makes 3 in a row for the East that they're taking the Prospect Bowl, isn't it?
I believe so. Yes. Last season was the Square Bush show. This season, it wasn't like one person that it wasn't. It's both of these teams, I would say, were very well balanced, very team oriented, I'd say. One play off, 1 second left. What they go and pull from their playbook.
I'm going to go with the Hail Mary, just try to put some more points on the board so it looks like it was a little bit closer.
There you go. Last time the Hail Mary resulted in a GB Wallace pick in the end zone. Nope, here we go. We're looking at a Strong Eye Pro. High under center. Drops back, short drop back, pass over to the side. Nice little reception, and that game. Hard fought game on both sides. Lots of ups, lots of kind of I would say not a lot of downs. There were very few turnovers. Let's see. Turnovers the only one was that one at the end of the first half, the Hail Mary. Big difference here is that rushing yard. Surprisingly, Josh slapped JC Bacon on one side, not really hitting the yardage we would expect, but on the opposite, Sean Sanders had a game of a lifetime tonight. What are your thoughts, Mickey?
Sanders definitely did have a great game. I'm looking at player of the game to either be Lakeman with 230 yards and 2 TDs or Sanders. Both of them had great games on offense. Both of them were very pivotal for this East win here.
John Fullerton there with 164 yards in Goldie Morrison with 120. Man, we're seeing early on in the game, I think it was Prince Wonder, then Dill Swayze stepped up on the East. And it wasn't like one outstanding player was taking it all. We saw like there we see JC Bacon started turning it around in the last the fourth quarter. Lily Nakai was like money on those out routes. Rob Hunt had some huge deep passes either on the outside or the inside, deep post routes. This was a fun game to watch. Daniel, what do what was your take on things?
I'm super surprised at how well the offense moved the ball up and down the field with this two amazing defenses on either side. But I'm thinking, even though I'm going to give a small shout out to Prince Wonder, who got 2 TDs and 64 yards, that was on the receiving right there. Sean Sanders, I think, would be my player of the game, just for the fact that in the pivotal moment when the West was coming back, they gave the ball to him, and he was able to make those yards count to really keep keep the possession to them to keep the score going.
Sean Sanders, you called it. 13 attempts, 105 yards, 8.1 yards per carry, touchdowns. Really huge game changer there for the coming from Lexington, who just did not make enough to make it to the why am I blanking, the playoffs this year with Lexington. Last hurrah game of the season right here. Ultimately a really fun game to watch from him. I couldn't have asked for a better game. I could have asked for some better technology, but I could not have asked for a better game. I could not have asked for a better audience, a better crew of players, better crew of co-broadcasters here in the booth.
Well, this was definitely a great game. I did enjoy it. Again, I was on the field last year for the Prospect Bowl. This year, what a fun time to be able to be up here in the booth, to be able to watch it, enjoy it, and just see these up and coming players come into the SFL.
It's definitely a bright spot. For both teams, it's all for fun in the end. This is for you guys to have your moment, to enjoy the game, to show yourselves on the field, see the owners come. This has become a spectacle when we first made this. It's become huge that even owners come and watch you guys play. So, guys, I hope you all enjoyed it. Hope you had fun. It was tremendous to watch. And remember, there are no losers here.
And with that, this ends the season 6 Prospect Bowl. I hope you guys had a lot of fun. Go have fun. Party it up in Miami tonight. You're back at home tomorrow. It's Friday tomorrow. And see you guys all at round 1. The semifinals are on Saturday night. See you guys all out in the chat. Thank you all for joining us tonight. And have a lot of fun. Good night.
Have a good one, everyone.
Have a good night.
you